Hey there, welcome back to Morrowind. In the last part, we escorted this defenseless lady to the most dangerous area in the entire game, the volcano of Red Mountain, an area blanketed by continuous blight storms and home of more cliff racers. Then again, which place isn't home of cliff racers? So I'm sure she'll be just fine to leave here. So this area is surrounded by the ghost fence, a magical gate to keep the blightstorm inside, but sadly it can't keep the cliff racers inside, because they can just fly right over the top, like that. Hi cliff racers. I saw another cliff racer over there as well, but hopefully he won't be coming back. So before we continue with the quest that we're currently on, we're going to quickly go and get some new armour. So last time we failed to steal this armour that was down here.
This better be important.
So we'll get it this time. So these two guys are wearing glass armour, which we want.
You've betrayed the clan. Watch your back.
What are you talking about? What clan? I have no idea what he's going on about.
I suppose you're looking for a clan.
Anyway, we're going to go in here, where this guy is selling
This better be important.
glass armour, but it's way too expensive to buy, so we'll just steal it instead. So we'll just get him to face away from this shelf. And now, we'll make good use of stealing all of this. So we'll use our camouflage spell to make ourselves invisible. And then we'll loot all of this, while paused so that it doesn't increase the duration of the spell. Let's cast it again. So glass armour is the best type of armour for us in the game. So we're going to use this for the rest of the game and enchant it. Right, there's still some over there though, so let's go away to reset his speech.
What, Outlander?
And now we can get him to face us here.
Where is that slave?
There you go. And now we can steal this stuff. So let's steal this. And then let's check these chests. This one has some glass armor in it. So let's steal that. There you go. And now we have full glass, but we should probably take it out of here first, so that he doesn't notice us.
This better be important.
It is important. It's armor, the best armor we can get. So let's put this on. We'll take off our robe as well so we can properly look at it. So let's rate it against our Dark Brotherhood set, which is the second to best. Dark Brotherhood defends us by 52 points at the moment, and this is 86. So it's far better, it's almost twice as good. So our armor rating is going to go from 71 all the way up to 100, which is 29 more. Obviously we were wearing the Daedric Face of Inspiration, but that didn't affect it by much.
There's someone watching.
So we're still going to be wearing these current boots. The glass boots are a lot better. Our current boots only have 8 armor rating, while these ones have 86, so that's over 10 times more defensive, but at the same time, like, these give us the fortify speed effect, so we move quicker. And while we're here, there is one character to point out, which is this lady here.
I'm listening.
If we killed her, then we would get an artifact, which is one of those, there's only about 30 of them in the game, special items that have story behind them. But that would be me. Of course there's a cliff racer. Where is it? There it is. We're out of mana, so we can't bound a longbow, sadly. There we go. So then we're going to be wearing this armour for the rest of the game. There are still a few pieces of unique armour that we're going to be replacing it with. Cliff Racer? Cliff Racer. Like, it's a safe bet to just think, if I get into combat, it's a cliff racer. Because I'm usually right, like 90% of the time in this game. Welcome to Morrowind. Now then, let's head back to Aldrune to actually continue the quest, because we were told to go and speak to somebody in command of the local fort. Hi, Cliff Racer. Do you remember that time when we were going up north to that camp, and we didn't get attacked by anything including Cliff Racers for like 2 minutes straight? That was so weird. Like, that would never happen again. Hi, Cliff Racer. Please hit the enemy. Oh, 3 Cliff Racers, what's going on here? Okay, let's change our belt to the long blade belt and cast long blade. Come on, hit the Cliff Racer, please, game. Right, about time. Right, maybe we can actually go somewhere without Cliff Racers for like 1 second, please. 1 second has passed, no Cliff Racers, good. Well, there's another Cliff Racer. Hi. And like normally stuck on terrain. Something that Cliff Racers love to do. We're going to run away from him now, and then he'll suddenly appear behind us in a moment. So we want to return to Aldrune up here, so let's go this way. Let's keep an eye out, because there is something nearby. Right there, that Dagoth ruin. That's going to be very useful to us, so let's go. Because yes, this is another case of I've already done all this, then the game crashed, so let's do it all again. Another Cliff Racer stuck on terrain. Or at least this orc isn't fighting us. So maybe we've actually found some nice people in here for once. Usually people in Dagoth Shrines just want to kill you. Right, we best heal up. Right. Hi, you. Tell us about yourself. You're a barbarian. Any new rumours? Not really. Tell us about being a barbarian. He's a barbarian and he's proud of it. He likes the wilderness and knows how to live comfortably off the land. Excellent. I think the fighting is still from the Cliff Racer that's trapped. How are you doing? He's an enemy. Right, he's also a spellcaster, so let's kill him from range. Let's swap our belt back to the marksman one. We're running low on arrows, we could really do with getting some more. Oh, and we ran out of the arrows we currently had. There's another enemy, yes, there's one there. Right, I think we already have this robe. We do. This guy has no pants, so he can die with his pants off. This guy, though, he has pants. Oh, trapdoor, almost killed myself. Let's pick that. Excellent. And let's go back to the bow. Now I want to use the bow game. There we go.
You
have a look around here. Next piece of marshmallow. Right, let's see which scrolls we get. Divine Intervention scroll, that could be useful. A recall scroll. A shield scroll. A book. But most importantly in here is the wizard staff. So this staff is amazing. We can use it instead of our current levitate spell. We will never run out of charges because it will always be refreshing by the time we need to use it again. And it's also needed for a future quest as well, so we'll take this. So now let's bind some abilities. It's about time we bind our healing shield onto here for being quickly used. The Eidolon's Ward. And here we will have the wizard staff. That looks good to me. And of course we're over encumbered, so we need to drop some weight. By quite a bit as well. We are quite overweight right now. Well, I guess we'll drop the books. What are we carrying that's so heavy? I'm not too sure. I guess we could drop some scrolls. We're carrying loads of them. We still need these restore magic potions, so I don't want to really drop those. Yeah, let's put our skirt back on. I guess we'll need to drop some of these robes. So let's drop some of the robes we've already used. Actually no, I still want to carry them with me. I guess we'll just teleport home with some of this stuff later, so we'll drop it all here. And we'll continue to explore this place first. And then we'll teleport with the Intervention and take it all with us. So I think this is Moloch Ball. So if we loot this, we're totally going to get attacked. So let's prepare for that. Hydra Lord. If you see that purple spell effect on enemies sometimes. Oh, we are almost dead. Let's quickly heal. That means that they resisted a magic effect. Okay, let's take something else. Oh, wait, oh, no, another enemy. Heal quickly before we die. Right. So magic still wrecks us in this game right now. I'm going to select our heal from here despite putting it on a quick bar just because it's quicker and we might die if we don't cast it. So where is our shield? There it is. Just in time. So magic is wrecking our face still, like it has the entire game. Oh, actually, I think that's spell reflect he's doing. I think he's reflecting that poison damage onto us. Oh, we've still got a lot of health. I thought he was almost dead. Let's go back to using our bow and longbow. Please hit in game. Yeah, he's spell reflecting, that's what the purple thing is, my bad. Let's use the Eidolon's Ward again. So I would love to use one of those glass shields that we've picked up. But at the same time, this healing shield is still really helpful for us. Once we get to the point where we have loads of healing potions, then we won't worry anymore. And we'll use a glass shield instead and enchant that. So let's take all this stuff back. And we'll teleport out of here. Let's use Civi Intervention. And this should take us back to Aldrune. Excellent. So we'll drop the loot here. We'll keep this with us, this is nice and light. Cliff Racer, even in home it still comes to us. Yeah, guards, kill the Cliff Racer. Everyone hates Cliff Racers.
I'm waiting.
Everyone just ganged up on my Cliff Racer as soon as they saw it, and I'm happy with it. Right, so now let's levitate and make our way to Buckmoth Legion Fort, which should be around here. There it is. And then we'll go speak to the woman in charge and find out more about what happened, because apparently they sent off some people to attack a 6th house base, and they came back infected by the corpus disease. But she won't talk to us because we're out of uniform. Lady, I'm not talking to you as a member of the Imperial Legion, I'm talking to you as a member of the Blades, under direct orders of Emperor Uriel Septim. But fine. Fine, send me off because I'm not wearing a terrible cuirass instead. I'm so mad at that. Why do I have to wear their rubbish outfit when mine is so much better? Hey guy, take me to Guinness because that's where we left our outfit.
Where would you like to go?
Like, I understand them being mad if I was asking for work, but if they're not even willing to talk to me about blade missions, like, that's just stupid. There it is.
Yes. What is it?
And now we'll head back. Like, look how much it drops our armour. It goes from 101 all the way down to 76 if we wear this. And they're wondering why we're not wearing it. Take me back to Aldrune. Let's just levitate again. We're going to be using levitate a lot now that we have a way to permanently cast it. Let's see what charge we still have on the weapon as well. Yeah, it doesn't use that much of a charge, and it resets over time. Of course there's a Cliff Racer. I think this is actually the one that we missed before because it got stuck. Oh, whatever. If it's going to be stuck there, I'll leave it. Now, where was that Legion Fort again? It was this direction. Oh, now it comes. That's the worst part about them as well. Like, you can't just ignore them because at some point they'll become unstuck and then come at you. Hi, lady. So then, tell me about what happened. Only one trooper returned. He died soon after, horribly disfigured with corpus disease and out of his wits. In his ravings, he spoke of a cavern on the coast. He called it Alunabai. It's not on our maps. Try asking the locals in Narmak. They fought with occultists and disfigured man-beasts, corpus monsters. I think they fled the attackers and got lost in the caves. Then they ran into a half-man creature named Dagoth Ur. This Dagoth Ur slew the rest of the patrol, but he spared the one trooper. He told the trooper he was being spared so he might tell the others that the sleeper awakes, and the 6th house has risen, and Dagoth Ur is lord, and I am his priest, and all will be one with him in the flesh. The trooper awakened outside the caves and returned here. We couldn't recognise him, and he didn't respond to questions, just kept rambling on like a madman until he died. Says to try asking the locals. Tell us about the disease. I've heard of corporate disease before, but never seen it. The trooper's flesh was swollen and covered with growths. His bones twisted and they lost their shape. He spoke to himself as if he was in a dream. We didn't recognise him at first, except for his clothing and armour. The fort chaplain tried spells and potions, but couldn't cure the disease. He died soon after he reached the fort. Didn't realise how fast corpus kills. It sure wasn't pretty. The troops seem shaken, and I'm a little worried myself, to tell the truth. You see, all you had to do was tell me that stuff. Now we're getting rid of this cuirass. There we go. That's much better. So, it's worth saying that, like, the reason I've joined all the different factions, as well as obviously just wanting to do all of the main quest lines in the game, is because they all offer some sort of benefit. But not the Imperial Legion, it turns out. That's just a net negative. All they do is make it more annoying to you and force you to wear a really terrible outfit if you want to speak to them. And I think that's the same with all guards of the Imperial Legion as well. We can't speak to any guards unless we're wearing it. Which is really annoying. Now then, we want to travel to Narmark, so the quickest way, I think, would be to travel to Balmora.
Why walk when you can ride?
Then travel to Vivek.
Where would you like?
Then we can swap to take the boat. And we can take the boat to Halaode, and then we can take the boat to Narmark. I do much prefer the fast travel in this game compared to the future games, where you can just click on the map and go anywhere you want. Because this way is like, it feels more like you're actually like putting in the effort to go there by talking to the correct people and stuff. And it makes the place feel more like an actual environment, the fact that you need boats to travel to certain areas rather than just talking to any traveller. I guess the key word is immersive. Now then, we forgot to speak to somebody. I was about to go straight to where the cave was, but we should speak to someone first and get their view on it. And tell us where it is.
Is there something I can do for you?
Tell us about Ilunabai. Ilunabai Caverns, that's what we call the old sea cave up on the north end of the island, right on Kartag Point. Don't poke around in there, it's a convenient smuggler's hole and they might not welcome visitors. Yeah, that's on the western coast, not far from here. It's a gigantic boulder. Some of the orcs consider it a landmark. Why, I don't know. Some orc or another jumped off for a dare. It didn't end well. Thanks, mate. So yes, Kartag Point has just been marked on our map. It's up here. There's another reason to return here later that we'll do, but right now we're just heading there to do the 6th house mission. Of course, there's a cliff racer. Why did I think anything else was going to happen? Come on, then. Please hit it, game. There we go. Ilunabai, Carcass of a Saint. Well, this place sounds very ominous. Let's go. Let's get ourselves prepared. What belt are we wearing? We're wearing the marksman belt, good. Oh, I was hoping we could talk to her. There we go, we managed to talk to her. The chairs, the tables, all confused. We hear the words, we must speak them. We take them and arrange them, but still they will not be quiet. Where are you going? Sometimes I do not understand Morrowind. Wait, what? Okay. I think she lagged out, but this isn't an online game, so I don't know how that happened. We're out of arrows again. we go. We have to be careful about shooting them with arrows. Because I think if an arrow touches that place's tainted marrow, let's go the other direction. I believe that if an arrow touches a projectile spell, then it cancels out the spell. But at the same time, like, that might sound useful, but we're low on arrows. Hi, you. And this here is a dreamer. And he's carrying some corpus meat. Yummy, let's take it. Hi, adventurer. So then that was a dreamer, so he is like those people we've met in the towns who are being affected by Dagoth Ur's dreams. And these ones have gone mad and started to worship him. Right, we're running low on our arrows, so let's just run in there with a long blade. There you go, that worked way better. And this place leads to Morrowind's Spine. Let's enter here. Hi, scamp. Well, that's way easier than a flame atronach. A skeleton just punched us to the ground. Let's restore our fatigue. Why did the skeleton have no weapon? I'm positive that skeleton was supposed to spawn with a sword. Spooky, scary skeletons don't obey the laws of the game. We just run up and punch us to the ground. Because we have no fatigue left. So one of the enchantments we're going to get in this game is going to be one that restores fatigue over time, so that we can't just be grounded like that by anyone who decides to punch us. Tainted Marrow. That was the place that the other place led to. Can't rest here, there are enemies nearby. Let's rest here. He's gonna get a sword to the face. This is a corpus zombie guy. You haven't seen these yet. A corpus stalker. So these are people affected by the corpus disease. We really shouldn't touch them, but let's touch them and scrape off its weepings. I'm sure we won't get the corpus disease from doing that. So we should be really careful here with that said, because we really do not want to catch the corpus disease. People say that it can't be cured, and which is different to the normal diseases and the blights of this game, because both disease and blight can be cured, but corpus can't, so we really do not want to get affected by it. And we were told by that lady that it kills surprisingly quickly as well. Which is just more reason not to be affected. Hi, you. I may have just been seeing things, but it looked like he suddenly grew two heads then for like a split second for like a single frame or something. It must have just been like a glitch of me looking at it. Tainted Marrow again. There's 3 entrances to this place, so I may as well explore it. We don't need to go here, but we may as well. Also, let's get our better sword back out. I'm also tempted to make a constant effect item that will give us constant bound weapons as well. Because that would be cool. But with that said, before we can do that, we still need to get a golden saint soul to be able to make those enchants. Can you please hit her, game? Any day, game. It'd be great. There we go, finally. Jeez, that was bad. So yeah, magic. Rex is far better than any melee fighting at the moment, so we really should find a way to cure that, and luckily we're going to do that very soon. Right, we need to go back to our bound longsword. Please hit her. There we go. It sounded like something was unequipped from us. No, it doesn't look like it. I guess it was just a weird sound effect. Let's rest. We should go and pick up some of our iron arrows, because we need more arrows again. I kept dropping them because we needed the room, but then we keep getting to the point where I need the arrows again. Not another ash slave. Do we have any potions left? We don't. This could be bad. Okay, good. I thought the damage over time was going to finish us off then for a moment. There's nothing up there, I checked last time. You're wearing the correct belt, right? Yeah. Anyway, I forgot to say, these red candles, they're a nice way to find out... Where are we going? We have to go down this way again. It's a good way to figure out if you're in a 6th house base or not, because those candles only exist in 6th house bases. So a few things I should probably say. So yeah, corpus monsters here, like they said. Dreamers, mentioned those. The Ash Slaves, you can speak to them, but only if you sneak up on them, like we did before. Well, rather she glitched and we were allowed to speak to her. And they say some silly things that, ooh, blackened heart, that sounds important. They don't really mean anything to the story, but we do give hints as to some weird, like, random things you might see in some 6th house bases. Not another one of you. Oh, this is bad. We're dead. When was the last time we saved it? Tainted marrow. That'll be fine. Let's find our way back. No, carcass are the same, that's where we came from. Let's go down this way. We'll just ignore these fights now, we've already fought them. We won't be coming back to this place. We're going to teleport out when we get to the exit. Or get to the end, rather. Okay, let's rest here. Luckily that rest worked as a quick save as well, otherwise he probably would have had to go back, like, to the start of the recording again. Which would have been annoying, because I've already had to restart this several times, like I mentioned. We will get to the thing that crashed me later, and we're just going to skip it for this part and we'll start the next part with it. Because, yeah, I don't trust doing that again. Corpus monster. I guess I shouldn't call it a monster, I mean it's like a victim of the corpus disease. Right, that looks important up there. Let's see what's down here. Oh, we do not want to get near him. We are definitely shooting him. He's the guy who will drain our strength if he hits us. Right, may as well change to our belt. We'll use our last few arrows we have. Hi, Scamp. If we go down here, it stops combat. We go back up here, combat. No combat. Right, so that's very ominous. Let's go here first. Anything here? Let's go back to our ward. There we go. Very ominous staircase. This must be the right direction. Soul's Rattle. Now that sounds important. Not another one of you. Please hit her, game. There's so much to ask. Okay, after we're done with this quest line, I'm just going to level up our combat skills a lot, because this is silly. Item doesn't have enough charge. That's bad. Right, we need to leave and heal. Okay. Found longsword. Sadly, she healed as well. Right, that's much better. We actually hit her. Still enemies nearby. We're gonna have to get some healing potions, which means we'll have to go to the local fighters guild. Enemies nearby. Hopefully our shield will have enough charges when we get back in combat where we need to actually use it again. We could recharge it with soul gems, but it has a success chance based on your enchant level. And as you may have guessed, our enchant level is garbage. Dagoth Ur, he's willing to speak with us before he kills us. The 6th house greets you, Lord Nerevar, or Rag as you call yourself. I am known as Dagoth Ur, priest of Ilunaby Shrine and minister of the 6th house servants. My lord Dagoth Ur has informed me of your coming. I wish that this time you would come to honour your lord's friendship, not to betray it. Well, give us information. Tell us about the 6th house. The 6th house was not dead, but only sleeping. Now it wakes from its long dream, and with its lord, Dagoth Ur, it comes forth to free Morrowind of foreign rule and divine pretenders. When the land is swept clean of false friends and greedy thieves, the children of Veloth will build anew a garden of plenty in this blighted wasteland. Tell us about the shrine. It's just a small, quiet retreat for the 6th house servants, a place to contemplate and grow strong and wise in Lord Dagoth's ways. Here we share the sacraments of flesh and blood, and dreams of the dreams of our Lord. This and other lesser shrines are hidden from prying eyes throughout the land, but the greatest shrines of the 6th house servants lie beneath Red Mountain, in the citadels of our Lord and his close kin. Tell us about the servants. Forgive the rude welcome, but until you have declared for us, we must treat you as our enemy. The sleepers and dreamers are newly come to Lord Dagoth and are not yet blessed with his power, but the children of his flesh, they are deep in the heart of his mysteries. Their bodies swell to contain his glory, and to yield the rich sacraments of our Lord's feasts. and we are the least of his servants, for ash poets, ascended sleepers, and ash vampires stand high above all of us in the Lord's bountiful grace. Tell us about our enemy. Lord Dagoth would far rather have you as a friend than an enemy, but until you submit to him, the Sixth House servants will treat you as an enemy and try to destroy you. If you wish to be our friend, first you must go to Lord Dagoth in his citadel on Red Mountain and make your submission. Tell us about the Lord's friend, or tell us about Dagoth Ur first. Dagoth Ur is the awakened lord of the Sixth House, come to cast down false gods, drive foreigners from the land, and restore the ancient glory of Morrowind. He bids you come to Red Mountain, for the friendship and honour that once you shared, he would grant you counsel and power, if only you would pledge that friendship anew. The path to Red Mountain is long and filled with danger, but if you are worthy, you will find there wisdom, a firm friend, and all the power you need to set the world aright. So finally, tell us about our Lord's friendship. Lord Dagoth gives me these words to say to you, so you may give them thought. Once we were friends and brothers, Lord Nerevar, in peace and in war, yet beneath Red Mountain you struck me down as I guarded the treasure you bound me by oath to defend. But remembering our old friendship, I would forgive you, and raise you high in my service. My Lord Dagoth bids you come to Red Mountain, for the friendship and honour that once you shared, he would grant you counsel and power, if only you would pledge that friendship anew. I am not your Lord Dagoth, yet I too would say to you, do you come with weapons to strike me down, or would you put away your weapon, and join me in friendship? Well, let's try putting down our weapon. It doesn't work, he just wants to kill us. But that's to be expected. He was only really here to tell us about what Dagoth said, and then he was to fight us, I guess. And he's dead. Oh, no he's not. Now he's dead. With his dying breath, Dagoth Ur smiles and curses you. Even as my master wills, you shall come to him in his flesh, and of his flesh. So all the important members of the Sixth House have these Sixth House amulets, so similar to the slave bracers, we'll keep these as trophies. And here's a message from Dagoth Ur. Some of this will be repeating and some of it will be new, so we'll read through it. Lord Nerevar Induril, hey Raisdiana, my lord, friend and companion. Once we were friends and brothers, Lord Nerevar, in peace and in war. No houseman ever served you better or more faithfully. Much that I did was at your command, at great cost to myself and my honour. Yet beneath Red Mountain you struck me down as I guarded the treasure you bound me by oath to defend. It was a cruel blow, a bitter betrayal, to be felled by your hand. But remembering our old friendship, I would forgive you and raise you high in my service. The Sixth House was not dead, but only sleeping. Now we wake from our long dream, coming forth to free Morrowind of foreign rulers and divine pretenders. When the land is swept clean of false friends and greedy thieves, the children of Veloth will build anew a garden of aplenty in this blighted wasteland. Come to Red Mountain, old friend. For the fellowship and honour that once we shared, I would grant you counsel and power, if only you would pledge that friendship anew. The path to Red Mountain is long and filled with danger, but if you are worthy, you will find there wisdom, a firm friend, and all the power you would need to set the world aright. As ever, your respectful servant and loyal friend, Lord Vaughan Dagoth Ur. Excellent. And you may have noticed that he cursed us with Corpus. We now have a Corpus disease. That's bad. Luckily at this point it's not that serious, we only have 1 point drained of all our stats. But still we should try and do something about this because Corpus is a death sentence as we've heard from other people. There's no way to cure it apparently, but we'll look into that. I like the soft sound these make. Let's look for treasure. There's treasure. We'll come back for this. And here is some loot that he probably took from people who have died, including some glass boots in case we didn't have them. Okay, I can't put it off any longer. The Sixth House Bell Hammer. Okay, I won't stay here any longer. I can't resist playing with those bells, they're fun. So, right now, we should probably head home. Let's use recall. Let's return to our scamp friend. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned it on this time or the previous failed recording, but I do like how now we can actually see our hands again, because these are braces so they don't go over the actual hands themselves. Hi Creeper, he's creeping. I've got you stuff you might want to buy. Take this dagger, and then buy these as well. And let's throw some random potion into there. Frost shield, there you go. Give me 5,000 gold, thanks Creeper. So we'll drop some stuff here. We'll keep these boots for the time being. We'll take those home with us. Actually, we'll take everything home with us. So let's use Civi Intervention. And we'll drop the 6th House Hammer. We'll put it down here. And now let's go home and deposit some stuff. I do really love the look of the glass equipment. It looks nice.
No, I don't think so.
Also, I kind of like how the helmet looks like Sonic the Hedgehog's hair. If only I could paint it blue with an enchantment. Then we really would be moving around at Sonic speed while we're wearing these boots. Right, so with our kite shield, let's also put the boots there as well. Because we could enchant those later maybe if we want to use them for combat. And let's put this Daedric Face of Inspiration down here. And what else can we drop? Let's start dropping some of this loot we forgot to put down before. Let's put down... Right, let's move these boots on top of our shield. And then here we can put the Imperial Cuirass. While we're not using it for missions, just so we know where it is. And let's put down these 6th House amulets. Let's see, on this desk we're going to put down this Paralyze dagger. We might use that later in the game because Paralyze on hit is pretty good, but it's a short blade so it's useless right now. We'll also put down this bow, since we just use a bound bow all the time. This is the bow that we got from doing the burial grounds. Let's move that ball over there. There's some iron arrows, right? Yeah, we want to take all of those. Right, this looks good. Let's leave. So right now, we should return to Chaos Casades.
I don't have a lot of patience for questions, Outlander.
So I have killed Dagoth Ur as the Spymaster ordered, but with his dying breath, Dagoth Ur pronounced a curse on me, and now I have the corpus disease. He said I would come to Dagoth Ur in his flesh and of his flesh. I don't feel any different, but the marks of the disease are plain on my face. I'll have to return and report to the Spymaster about the 6th House base. And maybe he has some way to cure it. Which robe should we put on? We haven't worn the purple one yet. I don't really like the look of the purple one, but we'll wear it for the time being. So I'll talk about the information we just got given from that dungeon we were in. But first off, let's get the next quest. Hello. How are you doing?
Please, I don't wish to catch whatever you have.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, I'll stay further away. Now then, let me tell you about what I did. With Dagoth Ur's dead, the 6th House Shrine is no longer a threat. You've more than earned a promotion to the rank of Traveller. I'm very worried that you may have corpus disease, but I have come with good news about that department. I conversed with my informants for possible treatments just in case you contracted the disease during the mission. I learned from Fast Eddie that your best chance to getting cured is Divafair. Sorry, Divafair is probably how you say it. An ancient Telvanni wizard who runs a corpusarium for victims of a disease. Here, take this Dreamer artifact and 1,000 drakes and go to Telfair. Divafair will like to see this Dreamer artifact. A gift may sweeten his disposition, for gold is for expenses, and here's a couple of levitation potions. I'll hear you'll need them in the Telvanni Towers, because wizards don't use stairs. So get moving and get that corpus disease cured. You have the corpus disease. It's a rare disease that usually drives victims mad and causes terrible, deformed growths on the body. I don't know much about it. I'll check my informants and see how to cure it. So, what about this dreamer artifact? Aren't they illegal? Vast Eddie says Dagoth Ur collects dreamer artifacts. Yes, I know it's treason to trade in dreamer artifacts, but don't worry about it. I'm a big shot with the Imperial Spy Masters, remember? And yes, it's worth a fortune, but you're worth it. The cash is for expenses just in case. I love you, Case Casades, you're great. Tell us about Fast Eddie. Ed Fierman, also Fast Eddie, also Eddie the Rat, is a rare commodity, a former Telvanni wizard who has gone Imperial and joined the Mages Guild. A colourful but unreliable character, but he is an invaluable source of inside information on House Telvanni. He has a house here in Balmora, we might go see him later. So then tell us about Telfir. So Dagoth Ur's tower is southwest of Sadrith Mora, on an island on the southwestern edge of the Sabathor Bay. So he's marking it on our map. There's a dock but no boat service, so you must water walk or swim from Sadrith Mora. Tell us about the Corpusarium. The temple sends victims of a corpus disease to the Corpusarium. The Corpusarium is beneath Telfir, the tower of the Telvanni wizard Dagoth Ur. I asked Ferdesi what it was like. He said, it's a swell place, full of doomed crazy people with bloated bodies. You'll love it. Thank you. I would rest in his bed to get my mana back, but I probably shouldn't do that, since I do have corpus disease and all. So we'll make our way over to Sadrith Mora, and then I'll start speaking, I guess. I guess I may as well start speaking now. So, we found out more about Dagoth Ur, and I do like how they kind of have done a unique spin on the whole, like, villain saying, oh, don't you see, you're like me all along. Do we have healing potions? We don't have any healing potions yet, that's a shame.
Yes, Outlander?
So, like, it's common for villains to always say, like, you should be my friend because we're similar to each other, we're doing similar actions. But Dagoth Ur just seems more like it's really genuine, and he just wants a friend, and he's like, hey, you used to be my friend. What's up with that, Noavar? You used to be cool.
You want something, friend?
Alright, here we are, there's the exit. Let's just levitate. So we haven't been to any of these Telvanni places yet. It's basically houses made out of mushrooms like that, and the towers are like giant living structures that they summon from the ground. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we're heading down here, to Telfir. So he gave us a little bit more information as well about what Dagoth Ur is actually doing. So we did already know that Dagoth Ur was killed by the Nerevar in the past. By the Nerevar. His name was Nerevar, and I am the Nerevarine. That's how it works. But he's just told us that apparently we were the one who told him to stay there and guard something. But then we killed him afterwards, despite telling him to do that. So clearly there's some sort of ancient magical artifact or something there that we told him to guard, so we need to find out what that is later. So we killed him, apparently, and then the now gods of the tribunal killed us afterwards. Oh, we just went past it. Also, these things contain ingredients. Well, usually they do. There we go. Muck. It's worth one. Can't really say I'm not surprised. So here's Telfir. Let's see, the door should be here. Yes, it is. Let's go inside. Hi, lady. Are you here to plunder the dungeon? Have you got corpus disease? Did you want to talk to Dagoth Ur? What about plundering the dungeon? You'd be surprised how many people come in here trying to steal Lord Fear's treasures. He does have quite a collection of relics and artifacts, but he keeps them down in the Corpusarium. And who wants to risk catching the corpus disease? Not to mention who wants to get ripped in half. pity. We don't see that many good thieves here, just the stupid ones. Everyone who gets corporate disease comes to our corpusarium. It's not very pleasant, but at least they're all fed and cared for. Well, this seems like a cool place. Tell me about Dagoth Ur. He's up above in his study. I hope he can fly. You can't get up there unless you can fly, or have potions. Sorry.
No, I don't think so.
Well, let's go upstairs then. Let's explore around here. There's some books. Let's see if there's any skill books. No. We could steal this limeware stuff, but let's not. Now this is good loot. Grand soul gems. These are what we need to make permanent enchants. So we are definitely taking them. Right, we're weighed down. Let's drop our sword. But let's make sure we put it down, because it is possible to drop things and have them go through the floor. Which, it's okay for loot, because you just lose some money. Not okay when it's actually stuff we need. Let's take the probes. Ooh, skooma. Good skooma pipe, let's take it. Okay, here's some stuff. Some new robes. Let's see if there's any robes we don't have. We don't have this yet. We also don't have this yet. And we don't have this yet. So let's take those few with us. Right, we'll need to put down something else. I guess we can put down... I guess the cuirass for now. We'll return to loot that later. Luna Lorcan. Actually, you know what? Let's leave his drugs here. He seems like a cool guy. Let's not take them from him. So he's not here. He's actually above us. Like we said, you need to levitate. There he is.
Do you want something?
Hello. Say, that's an interesting dreamer piece you have there. What could you tell me about it? You can have it as a gift. A gift for me? How thoughtful and shrewd. I suppose you know I'm a collector and such a gift is bound to please me. I congratulate you on your diplomatic skills. So why have you tried to butter me up? Come to consult the great Dagoth Ur? You have the divine disease? Want to plunder the dungeon? Or lure at my daughters? Tell me about your daughters. Not bad for something born in a jar, eh? Charming and talented. Not daughters, really. A little project, a side benefit of my research into corpus disease. Made for myself, for my own flesh. Nice, aren't they? There's Alf, Bates, Delt, and Oops. Quite a comfort to me in my old age. Ha ha ha. Tell me about them all. So Alf is the sharpest of the girls in wit and tongue. Gets on my nerves sometimes, but conflict is the spice of life. Betty is the sweet one, eager and pleased to be pleased. An excellent cook and a lovely singing voice. Doughty is the efficient one, organised and orderly. She acts as our steward, manages accounts, maintaining supplies, keeps the tower and corpusarium running. And Oops is the girl with the biggest heart. She takes care of the inmates in the corpusarium and helps with my researches. Tell me about the corpusarium. I collect victims of a divine disease in my corpusarium, in the cavern beneath my tower, poor devils. Wretched existence, constant pain, ferocious appetites and passions. No reason at all. Mad as marsh rats, but marvellous too in their own way. Completely immune to disease, live forever barring accidents. Ancient wizards need projects to keep them occupied, and the corpusarium is mine. Tell me about the divine disease. The magical principles of the corpus disease are elusive and miraculous, far more subtle and powerful than any conventional sorcery or enchantment. I am persuaded that it is in some manner the curse or blessing of a god, perhaps both a curse and a blessing. The victim, of course, cannot appreciate the marvellous nature of corpus. It saps the mind and destroys the body, but to a wizard it is a profound and glorious mystery, a riddle worth a long lifetime of study. Now then, tell me about plundering your dungeon. When you live for thousands of years, you need a hobby, something you love, always sparks your interest. I collect treasures and invite thieves to steal them. I'm a collector and a sportsman. I collect enchanted items and ancient artifacts. Have you quite a few dreamer pieces? And as a sportsman, I love letting thieves try to steal my well-guarded treasures. Only a few rules. 1. Don't hurt the inmates. 2. Don't hurt my daughters. My warden and guards can look out for themselves. Tell me about your warden. Vista Kai, the Argonian, is my warden of the Corpusarium. Quite a fighter, tough as nails, self-taught, works out with my daughters, who are no slouches of martial arts themselves. Vishnu is one of the last of my slaves. Freed him and he wouldn't leave. Kept him on as a hireling, then made him my partner. Excellent fellow, fine companion. Not an intellectual, you understand, but good company for me and my daughters. So finally, tell me about the corpus disease. How interesting. Did you know the corpus makes you immune to disease? Have you ever heard of the prophecies of the Nerevarine? Ashlanders say the Nerevarine will be immune to disease. I've always thought, maybe I have the Nerevarine in my corpusarium and I don't even know it. The Nerevarine is a fat, disgusting corpus monster and mad as a marsh rat. Wouldn't that be funny? Well, explain to him that I may fulfill the Nerevarine prophecies. That's a fascinating story you tell. So you might be the Nerevarine. Means nothing, of course. Corpus victims have all sorts of delusions. But let me think. I've got a potion. In theory, it should cure corpus. Doesn't work though. Probably kill you. Killed all my test subjects. But you've got nothing to lose. Before I give it to you, I want you to look around below in the corpusarium. Know what's in store if you don't pick the right potion. And while you're there, I want you to pick up a pair of boots from a victim. Called himself Yogur's Bargain, my oldest patient. Handy fellow, fixes things for me. Bring the boots back, and then you may have the potion. So, this guy is awesome. Also, here's a trap chest. Let's unlock it. First off though, we'll need to drink some potions. So like he said, he doesn't care about people stealing from him. He welcomes it, so let's steal from him. We missed that completely because of our levitation. Excellent. Let's try again. There we go. And let's pick the trap. Anytime game. There we go. And let's also pick this one here. Excellent. And let's drink some more potions and unlock this. Perfect. Now then, I mentioned before that I wanted that unlocking spell for one reason especially, and that is this chest. Because it contains the Cuirass of Saviour's Hide, which is light armor. And also, if you look, well, you can't see my other chest, but the glass chest is around 88 defense. This is 141 defense. It's amazing. Also, you may have noticed the constant effect. Resist magic by 60%. So now, we are basically no longer going to get killed by magic anymore. Hi, you.
Spit it out or hit the road.
How did you get up here? I didn't think she was up here. Oh well.
Is there something you need?
Also, let's quick save it and take this. So then, there's some keys in here, but most importantly, this Sanctuary Amulet. Let's take it, but let's not use it. Hi, you. The reason why we don't want to use that yet is because when I used that last time, it crashed the game. And I don't want to lose this hour worth of progress again, so we'll use it at the start of the next episode. So yes, this Cuirass of Saviour's Hide, I forgot to take back the thing we dropped, our sword. And our old Cuirass. So the Cuirass of Saviour's Hide is another one of those artifacts similar to our Boots of Blinding Speed. It's also one of the Daedric artifacts of the Daedric Prince Hircine. And we'll find out more about Hircine later. Right, there's the Corpusarium. Whenever you exit a door from while levitating, it usually screws up. Hi, you. I am Vishta Kai, Warden of the Corpusarium. I am here to warn you, do not harm the inmates. If you come to plunder the dungeon, you must endure their attacks and take your chances. Do not harm the inmates. I will not tolerate you adding to their suffering. Indeed, they are brutal and ferocious, and they will kill you if they can. But you are their guest, and you may not harm them, or you will answer to me. I am the guardian and peacekeeper of the Corpusarium. I have spent long years in service to Lord Fear, first as a slave, then as a free hireling, and now as a friend and partner. He has been kind and generous to me, and I take his interests and the interests of those he shelters to heart. The treasures of the dungeon are open to sport, according to Lord Fear's whim, and you are welcome to try and steal them, but I too find great sport in hunting thieves. For their own amusement, Dagoth Ur permits thieves to test their skills by attempting to steal the treasures to keep below the Corpusarium. The dangers are fearful, the inmates are savage, and they carry the most terrible disease on Tamriel. The treasures themselves are guarded by traps and terrors, and the guards, myself chief among them, will take great delight in trying to kill you. Those are the rules, abide by them or leave. My notion of the ideal knight is an orc named Dumbcook Grobolog. He serves with the Legion under General Darius up in Guinness. Oh yeah, we found him.
Questions?
So yeah, what he said about taking pleasure in hunting thieves. While we're down here, well, hi you. So we're not allowed to kill this guy. We just have to run away. So I was going to say, only Dagoth Ur doesn't care if we steal stuff. Everyone else cares, and they'll try and kill us if we break the law. So we're just going to avoid all the corpus monsters. Again, I shouldn't call them monsters, I should call them victims. Can we make this jump? We made it! Excellent. Our acrobatic skill is slowly improving. Is this where we came from? It isn't, but let's go this way instead. Ah, here we go. Hi, you. Oh, well, take 1,000 gold. Be careful if you're going to prowl around down here. We will be very angry if you hurt any of the patients, and our patients can be quite harmful, I'll tell you. Quite handful, rather. Strong as Ogrim and twice as mean. So, this guy here. He's interesting, isn't he? Let's talk to him. You're here for the Dreamer boots? Tell my gracious keeper that I have done what I could. Only a Dreamer magecraft could have done much better, but only idiots could have created these boots. It shames my race that we must be judged by the works of such lackwit blunderers. Tell us about your race. Once I was a master crafter in the service of Lord Kagranek, chief architect of the great Second Empire freehold, and the greatest enchanter of his time. I could not match the genius of Lord Kagranek, but what he could envision, I and my colleagues could have built. All of that is gone forever. I still retain my cunning, but my hands and eyes fail me, and my memory is long faded. My only consolation is each day is to mock the gods who destroyed my race, and be condemned to my bleak existence. Since the disappearances of the dwarves, I have been alone in this world, trapped in this grim prison. I can scarcely move, and my fellow inmates are scarcely good company. The risk of corpus disease deters most visitors, but if you meet with the cultivated minds, undaunted by the terrors of the Corpusarium, you might mention your recent interview with the last living dwarf. This is how I style myself. I do not know by that fact that I am the last, but in my travels thousands of years, I never encountered another, and since I have been here, I often ask Lord Fear, but he mentions he has never heard a credible rumour of another Dreamer on Tamriel or in any outer realm. Now then, tell me about the Gracious Keeper. I owe my life to Lord Fear. He took me in when I was mad, a monster out of my mind. In time I emerged from my dementia, and now I am quite lucid most of the time, though my body is still a grotesque and useless prison. I still have to have this feeble hope of a cure. Lord Fear has tried many spells and potions, none have helped me, but neither have they harmed me. If anyone can cure this disease, Lord Fear can. Tell us about the Dreamer boots. Lord Fear obtained these enchanted Dreamer boots from an unfortunate thief, and given the quality of the craftsmanship, little wonder that fellow came to a bad end. But I can do nothing for them. The fundamental enchantment is flawed. Might as well start over again, if such a pair of boots could still be fashioned in these benighted later years. But I have done my best. Take them to Lord Fear with my sincerest apologies. Now then, tell us about the disappearances of the dwarves. I cannot say what has happened. I was not there to observe. I was in the Outer Realm at the time, and when I came back my people were gone. I left Red Mountain, wandering Tamriel for years, searching our deserted colonies, looking for a survivor or an explanation. Then a long time ago, I returned to Red Mountain still looking for answers. Instead I found corpus disease, and I've been here ever since. I have theories if you're interested. Lord Kagrenek, the foremost arcane philosopher and magecrafter of my era, devised tools to shape the mythopathic forces, I think that might be, intended to transcend the limits of dream immortality. However, in reviewing his formulas, some logicians argued that side effects were unpredictable and errors might be catastrophic. I think Kagrenek might have succeeded in granting our race eternal life with unforeseen consequences, such as wholesale displacement to an outer realm, or he may have erred and utterly destroyed my race. So yeah, this guy is a dwarf. The last one in the game, as far as I'm aware. Like, I don't think any of the others. We need to drop some stuff. Let's drop some of these robes, because some of them are quite ugly.
I can tell.
I don't really care to carry them anymore. This one is very bland. We'll drop that one. This one, yeah, that's quite fancy. I'll keep this. We should have left this upstairs. Oh well. We'll have to find things to drop somewhere else. Let's drop that book. That book. And this book. Let's take the common road back actually. Let's drop more books. Because we'll be returning to this guy later. So we can keep all that stuff there. And we can return for it one day. So, he is useful to solve that mage girl quest we got given, even though you're really not supposed to be to finish it. Let's see, where's the exit? Hello, you. It's not up here. Should be down here somewhere. Luckily we don't have to worry about getting the corpus disease since we already have it. So that guy is like important to like the general game series, being that he is the last dwarf, so if anything ever needs to be asked about dwarves, you can ask that guy pretty much, even though he does say his memory is failing him. Right, time for us to go upstairs. And talk to you.
Is there something you need?
Yes, so, you have a potion that might cure us, apparently. The boots first, please, and now I'll give you the potion on the following condition. You must drink it here, before my eyes. It should act immediately, and I need to observe you very carefully, agreed? So, he does say this potion has killed everyone else he's tried it on. But if we are the Nerevarine, then maybe it'll work on us. Let's take it. Good. Open your mouth and close your eyes. Good. Now swallow. Goodness. Good grief, look. Look, it's working. Remarkable. Let me check your skin, your eyes, your tongue. Amazing. I think it worked. No sign of a disease at all. Of course, you still have the corpus disease, just like I planned. But all your symptoms have gone. Marvellous. I'll go try it out on some of the more desperate inmates, but I'll answer your questions before you go. See? No more symptoms. Amazing. I'm a bit surprised myself. So then, let's see if he does have any more questions for us. Just go through everything. It worked, didn't it? Remarkable. Perhaps it'll work on the other inmates. I'll have to proceed carefully, of course. You may be an exceptional case. No, we've got all the information we need. What did you just cast on us? Oh, he cast a cure blight disease on us. That was nice of you, thanks for that. That was just in case we still had any blight, I guess, at this point. Thanks, mate. So, This is why at the very start of the game I said that later in the game our ability to resist diseases by 75% will be literally useless from being a wood elf, because this is our trait. Because now we completely resist disease. We cannot be diseased anymore whatsoever. Let's see what if we have any other effects as well from it. Resist blight disease is also 100%. So we are now set. And like he said, we still have the disease, which means that we are immortal. And that fulfills one of the prophecies of the Nerevarine, because we both need to be immune to diseases and be an immortal. So I say this all worked out really well for us. Let's head home. You know what, since we are in this northeast corner, let's go now. Yeah, let's go now. There's one more character we haven't met yet. Well, there's loads of characters we haven't met, but there's one character nearby that is a staple of the series, and we should go and meet him. We'll just slowly levitate our way over there. I wonder how many cliff racers are going to attack us on the way. My guess is 3. There's one. Let's use bound bow. May as well kill the mud crab, a little bit of experience, or miss it completely. Okay, never mind. Now then, we might be able to take a boat to get there better. Dagoth Ur. Yeah, let's go there. This should be nearby. Actually, that's a lot more north than I was expecting. No, what? I think this is correct. Yeah, I think this is where I want to be. So, Morrowind ruins here. We'll be returning to Dagoth Ur later. But right now, we want to go and meet someone. I'm pretty sure they're where I think they are. So we need to find an island to the east of Dagoth Ur. There's an island down here. I'm not sure which island it is though. It is this one. Hi there, Maik Valaya. How are you doing?
Khajiit has no time for you.
Hi, Maik. Greetings. Maik knows many things. What is your interest? Do you seek knowledge? Maik has much. Some of it is verified by actual facts. Right, so for some reason we had to ask him about that first before opening everything else. So he is basically just the developer's way to get things off their chest. And also some random Easter eggs. But he does have one very good piece of information. So, tell us about becoming a lich. You wish to become a lich? It's very easy, my friend. Simply find the heart of a lich, combine it with the tongue of a dragon, and cook it with the flesh of a well-ridden horse. This combination is certain to make you undead. There are no dragons in this game, there are no liches in this game, and there are no horses in this game. Tell us about dragons. Dragons? Oh, they're everywhere. You must fly very high to see most of them, though. The ones nearer the ground are very hard to see, being invisible. Tell us about horses. Horses? Oh, Mike loves horses, especially with good cream sauce. Tell us about mounts. You wish to ride upon a beast? There is a way. Go to one of the many Silkstrider ports and pay your fee. You wish one for personal use? Bah, walk if you must. Run if you are chased. Again, you can't mount up on this game. Moving corpses. Moving corpses? This sounds frightening to Maik. The undead are nothing to be toyed with. We can't move corpses in this game. Multiplayer. Mike does not know this word. You wish others to help you in your quest? Coward. If you must, search for the Argonian, I'm Leet, or perhaps the Big Nord, Rolfie Uber. They will certainly wish to join you. Tell us about the mystery of the dwarves. There is no mystery. Mike knows all. The dwarves were here, and now they're not. They were very short folks, or perhaps they were not. It all depends on your perspective. I'm sure they thought you were about the right height. Tell us about naked liches. A horrible thing indeed. If you see one, let Maik know. Maik wants to make sure to look in the other direction. Tell us about nudity. Oh, the beauty of a naked form. These Dunmer are rather prudish, are they not? Of course, there is an island you can reach filled with wonderful, naked, glistening bodies. It only appears when the moons are full, the rain falls, the seas turn red, and it's Maik's birthday. Tell us about rope climbing. Climbing ropes that hang is too difficult. Mike prefers to climb ones that are tied horizontally. Tell us about the talking mudcrab merchant. Mike has heard of this. They've got all the money. Mudcrabs taking over everything. They already run Pelagade. Tell us about rare sharks. I've only met one, but he was afraid of the water. And finally, tell us about the Shrine of Boethia. You seek the shrine that is no longer there? An interesting concept. Look to the seas to the west. There lies what was once a shrine. Take a deep breath and begin your search. So, out of all the things he's mentioned, there are only two things here that are actually true. One of them is the talking mudcrab merchant. He exists, and he is the best merchant gold-wise in the game. He has about 10,000 gold per day, I think. He is around, like he said, Pelagade's there. The mudcrab merchant is around there, actually. Somewhere around this area. We'll find him at some point. But I prefer Creeper the Scamp because you can sell him a lot more stuff, and he's in Dagoth Ur, which is good to find. He also told us about the Shrine of Boethia. So that is actually true. It's around Narmok here. Somewhere around this ocean here, there is a sunken Shrine of Boethia, and we can get a quest from that. So we're going to be going and doing that later, because it has a good sword as a reward. So now that we've spoken to Maik, I guess this is probably the best place to end it. So we're just going to levitate here for another few minutes, so I won't wait for that, I'll just do it off screen and then we'll continue. So this time we have made ourselves immortal. That's probably the best type of progress we could make. We are literally immortal now, and we can immune to all diseases. Amazing. Yeah, I am new, Kate. Maik, how do you like me? And we got full glass equipment, so, you know, we're amazing.
There is much to learn.
Oh, and of course we've got the Cuirass of Saviour's Hide. So, we're doing great. So until next time, have a nice day.